don't know what to think about this. And I think you'll have an opinion for
All right.
sure. Brian Wheat of Tesla has been out
Did
doing...
you just talk to him?
I did.
Okay.
I didn't talk to him about this because I had no idea about this.
All right.
He announced a new band this week with Tommy Skeo and Chris Holmes.
Yeah, I did see that earlier.
Yeah.
And as far as we know, and again, it's been years, we were under the impression, at least what Tommy Skeo had personally told us, he does not like Brian Wheat.
That's part of my point here. They must have made nice somewhere, because even when Seth and I talked to him last week, we asked him about if Tesla was to make the Hall of Fame, would Tommy be on stage? And he was like, absolutely, no question about it. It would be Tommy, it would be Lucetta, it would be Dave Rude, it'd be everybody that's ever been in Tesla. But he said specifically that he loves Tommy, and Tommy would definitely be in it. I'm wondering if Tommy's getting ready to come back into Tesla for one final run. 40th anniversary's coming up of Mechanical Resonance. I'm thinking Tommy's coming back to Tesla.
You think so?
I do think so.
All right.
I mean, no offense to Bad Marriage, but Bad Marriage ain't going to pay his bills like Tesla.
Do you think that that Dave Rude will also be in the band, kind of like
he'll be Yannick Rude?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going. Yeah. The Yannick Gears of Tesla.
He'll be Yannick Rude.
Okay.
Of course. I think it's going to happen. It's surprising it hasn't happened already, because they all do kind of get along still. My thought is the guys that don't get along is probably Frank Hannon and Skeo. That's a guess. I don't know, but
really,
that's a total guess. I mean, here's Brian Wheat starting another band with him, so he obviously gets along.
Well,
Keith had Bar 7 with him.
Yeah, they had Bar 7 with Skeo.
So they get along, and Troy's not in the band. So that would leave the only one keeping him out of the band being Frank Hannon. Wouldn't it?
I guess, but I never heard that before.
I've never heard it either.
I never heard any kind of animosity between Skeo and Hannon.
I never have either. I'm just looking at the facts, and the facts are, here's one guy doing a band with him, another guy did a band with him, and the third guy's not in the band anymore. So what is stopping Tommy Skeo from being in Tesla?
Well, we all know that Tommy got booted from the band before they officially called it a day and broke up. And of course, Keith reunited with Tommy for Bar 7.
Yeah.
Then Tesla got back together with all 5 original members. And then Skeo got the boot again due to his issues. And then he's been out ever since. And then, Tommy was on this show a couple of times and talked about his disdain for Brian Wheat.
Yeah.
And actually did a song about him.
He did. That's right.
And
circus or something?
Yeah.
Something about the circus?
Yeah. And talked about his dislike for Brian Wheat because he was critical of Tommy's input on Psychotic Supper. Remember that?
Yes.
Because Psychotic Supper was very kind of an aggressive record that Skeo was kind of like pushing.
Yeah.
And he said that Brian was very critical of the direction that the band was going at that
Brian
point.
likes all this soft bullshit they're doing now.
Yeah. And now somehow Brian Wheat and Tommy Skeo are
and Chris Holmes.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
I don't want to sound like Sir Ed here, but I just talked to Brian Wheat a week ago, literally a week ago. And all he could do is espouse the Beatles and that era of music. And now you're going to work with Tommy, who's aggressive as fuck, and Chris Holmes shitting bricks. I mean, come on. These are two very aggressive guys working with a guy that just gave us Shock in the California Cool song or whatever that shit was. You know, and that All About Love, which is beyond mellow.
Just, it's all hippie, very
It's all hippie bullshit.
Which is very reminiscent of Jeff Keith.
Yeah. But clearly Wheat's all on board with that. It's the whole thing is a weird, I don't know how to look at this thing, you know?
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing. All right.
That being said, I'm actually interested to hear it.
All right. So what's the gist of this band as opposed to like Tesla or anything else going on? The Soul Motor? Or...
He doesn't really say what it's going to sound like or nothing. He just says that they're all working together, doing Zoom calls and jamming together on Zoom calls. And because don't forget, what's his name? Holmes is like in France or somewhere.
Yeah, he lives in France now, I think.
Yeah. So I don't know. I have no idea what this is going to be. So who knows? It's just a weird story.
Yeah.
I know when it popped up, I had to double take it. I was like, really? These guys don't feel like they belong together.
Right.
On any level.
Yeah, I did. I actually did see the story earlier this week, and I was just like, wow, that's bizarre.
Yeah.
Because again, as we just said a few minutes ago, that Tommy Skeo was on the show just more or less saying that he was not a fan of Brian Wheat.
Yeah, he said he hated him. Yeah, it's a weird story to say the least.
See, there it goes. Skeo added that he accepts responsibility for the circumstances that led to his depart. Let me say that again. Led to his departure from Tesla.
Right.
I do, of course, he said, but I also believe we put up with a lot of shit for a long time from almost every other guy in the band. Okay. And they're still there. So I don't know what's up with that. That's a little weird to me. So again, all these bands with their whole dysfunction and being a band and maybe not getting along on a personal level.
Well, I just am looking at it. I'm like, Tesla's almost done. They'll never acknowledge that. Brian is out there, not just in my interview, but in every interview saying he's talking about retiring. He's like, when Jeff can't do this anymore, we're going to retire. And he said, it doesn't matter about me. It doesn't matter about Frank. It doesn't matter about anybody else. When Jeff can't do it, we're going to retire. And clearly, if he's saying that over and over, there's been talks that Jeff can't do it. Because why else would that be up front of his mind? You know, so I know that he did talk about they're going to be doing something for the 40th anniversary of Mechanical Resonance, like a big tour, and he's actually talked about that there's other records that came out that were big at that same time.
Well,
Stephen Pearcy.
Resonance came out, what, 86?
86, 87, yeah.
I think it was 86. So that was her big breakout with the cowboy song.
Yeah, Modern Day Cowboy.
Modern Day Cowboy. So that's kind of what put them on the map.
Yeah, Little Susie, and there's a lot of hits on that song.
Yeah, sure.
One. It's great. It's a great record. There's no question.
Obviously the great radio controversy is what really put them over the top, but they broke through with that.
Yeah, they made their mark early on. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm wondering who will they go out with on this? I mean, who are they friends with? Will they do a monster tour with Tesla with Def Leppard? They're obviously friends.
Well, they've been friends for a long time.
But it's also the 40th anniversary of Hysteria.
Yeah, they piggyback off with Def Leppard for years. In fact, that song that they did for Song and Emotion, was about Steve Clark.
Steve Clark, right?
Yeah. So
and of course, they put out that stellar album Shock that they worked with Phil Collins. Fantastic.
So yeah, they're very close with the Def Leppard camp.
Well, that's what I'm saying. With him saying they're going to do a big tour to celebrate the 40th anniversary.
Well,
and he did say somebody else is also going to be doing it. It might be Def Leppard.
It wouldn't be out of character for them to team up with Def Leppard again and do a big tour celebrating both of their 40th anniversary albums.
And they're all friends, so I don't think that Def Leppard would fuck them too hard on sound or merch or any of that kind of shit. So
yeah, it makes a lot of sense, I would think, because Tesla, as far as Def Leppard is concerned, they're the most simpatico bands that they've been associated with over their long career.
Yeah, that should be interesting. But this band here with Chris Holmes and Tommy Skeo, I cannot even fathom what that's going to sound like.
So do Tommy Skeo and Chris Holmes play the twin guitar attack?
Who knows? Who knows what they're doing? They're not really saying what anybody's doing at all.
Mm-hmm.
They're just saying that they're jamming and that they're working on a band. They're looking for a singer and they're putting this band together.
Okay.
All right, cool.